Tributes have poured in for the EastEnders and Carry On star Dame Barbara Windsor, who has died at the age of 83. The actress, one of the nation's most loved entertainment stars, died at a care home in London last night following a battle with Alzheimer's. Her husband, Scott Mitchell, announced Dame Barbara's death and described the actress as his best friend and soulmate, adding, "My heart or life will never feel the same without you." Tributes flooded in overnight for the national treasure, who also played Peggy Mitchell in the BBC soap EastEnders. Actress Danniella Westbrook, who played Dame Barbara's on-screen daughter Sam Mitchell on the show, said, "My heart is broken." Dame Barbara was also an avid campaigner for the NHS and for many years was the face of the Royal British Legion's annual Poppy Appeal and an ambassador for Age UK. She was made a Dame in the 2016 New Year's Honours list for services to charity and entertainment. Call handlers for the £22 billion NHS Test and Trace scheme spend just 1% of their time working. A damning report has warned. The National Audit Office found that while the government had rapidly scaled up the scheme, at times parts of the National Tracing Service have barely been used, it said. The Department for Health signed contracts for 3,000 health professionals and 18,000 call handlers. The NAO found that the proportion of time they actively worked during their paid hours was low for both. For health professionals it was 4% and call handler staff just 1%. Boris Johnson has warned failure to reach an agreement with the EU would cause damage to the economy after he said no deal was now a strong possibility. Prime Minister, as talks with the bloc continued to falter, ordered his cabinet to prepare for no deal at the end of the Brexit transition period. He said the deal on the table is really not at the moment right, adding that it would leave the UK vulnerable to sanctions or tariffs if it did not follow the EU's new laws. Senior Tory backbencher Tobias Ellwood has told the Prime Minister a no deal would cause colossal long-term damage to the UK economy and urged the two sides to show political courage to broker an agreement. The coronavirus pandemic has fueled a record drop in global carbon emissions, researchers have found. They warned, however, that greener measures are needed as economies recover to start delivering the annual emissions cuts required to curb climate change. Britain saw one of the biggest drops in emissions at 13%, the analysis showed. And finally, an 11-year-old schoolboy who sang to his grandmother over the internet during lockdown has released his debut album after being spotted by a prestigious record label. Cormac Thompson from Darwin in Lancashire uploaded a cover of his nanny's favourite song, Danny Boy, to YouTube after the camera on her iPad broke, halting their weekly video calls. Cormac, who enjoys the video games Fortnite and Minecraft in his spare time, had been unable to see his maternal grandparents who live in Northern Ireland since last Christmas due to the pandemic. His version of the classic Danny Boy was also noticed by Decca Records, the home of Catherine Jenkins and Andrea Botticelli, who signed a deal with him for a 15-song album entitled Hear My Voice.